I am fully aware that many of you who view my videos are not single or you're not living alone. Many of you are happily married or you still have small children at home, and it can be, well, just easier, I suppose, to plan travel events for a couple or for a family. But I'm here to let you know that it is perfectly okay for you to take off and go somewhere by yourself. Now, maybe it's someplace where your spouse or your significant other doesn't really care to go. Or maybe it's not a place that is totally kid-friendly for your family. You do not have to be a slave to what everyone else wants to do. Now, that's a really generic statement, and if you don't feel like that applies to you, I get it, it's okay. But bear with me. I hope that wasn't the unsubscribe button I just heard clicking. Traveling alone can be one of the most liberating and rewarding experiences of your life. Imagine the freedom to explore at your own pace, or to discover new places and immerse yourself in cultures without any of the usual constraints that come from having to cater to everybody else's wants and needs. However, setting off on a solo adventure does require a bit of planning to ensure a smooth and enjoyable journey. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 10 tips to help you prepare for your solo travel trip. And then make sure you stick around to the end, because I'm going to add in an 11th vacation tip about choosing vacations near me and the secret to deciding where to choose to go near your own home. Now, before you just jet off into some location that you've chosen, make sure that you have researched about this destination. It's not just about knowing where the tourist hotspots are. It's about understanding the essence of the place. What are the local customs there? What's the best way to get around? Is it safe to walk without getting in trouble at night? You can start by reading travel blogs or watching YouTube videos or joining online forums like Reddit or TripAdvisor. And these platforms are full of first-hand experiences and tips that can give you a real feel for the place. Understanding the cultural norms and any travel advisories will not only make you more confident, but also more respectful as a visitor. Now, for my trip to Rome, I specifically chose the Monte neighborhood for my hotel. And I did that basically for two reasons. First, with my Hilton Honors travel points, those hotel nights are free to me. But more importantly, in my few trips to Rome, I've never really explored Monte. I've been looking at the churches there, I've been looking at where to see art there, I've been researching the restaurants and the bars in the neighborhood, where to get coffee, especially where to get coffee. And I discovered quite by accident that one of the recommended rooftop restaurants there in Monte is actually in my hotel. It just won't get any better than that. Solo travel can be as cheap or as luxurious as you choose for it to be, but it's always good to have a budget. Think about the big experiences first. If you have to buy a plane ticket, if you're going to get a hotel room or an Airbnb, and any real special activities that you want to do. Then factor in daily costs for food, local travel, and the little things that, like museum tickets or a cup of coffee. Don't forget to include a cushion for unexpected expenses. Maybe you'll want to splurge on a fancy dinner you hadn't initially planned on, or find an incredible local craft that you want to do. There are apps out there that can help you keep track of your budget as you go along. For me, I just use Google Drive to kind of write down everything and keep an idea of where I'm spending my money. But it's important that you don't run out of money halfway through your trip. It's estimated that somewhere around 36% of all Americans will go into debt, credit card debt, in order to take a family vacation. And that debt is somewhere between $1,300 and $1,600. That's a lot of interest. And this is unacceptable. My trip to Rome has been planned since January, maybe even before. And I'm not going until November. And so I earned travel points from my American Express and my Chase credit card. So just my ordinary, everyday expenses that I pay for can cover a lot of this through the points that I earn. My plane ticket cost was covered by those points. And those points were earned simply by buying things like groceries, gas for the car, the insurance payments I make every quarter or so, camera equipment that I've bought, going to the dry cleaner, pretty much everything. I don't spend cash and I don't write checks if I can ever help it. Now, I spent nearly $600 on a once-in-a-lifetime Keymaster tour of the Vatican museums. And I saved that money until I had what I needed to make the purchase. And then I made the reservation, earning points on my credit card, and immediately paid off the debt. That's the only way to do it. There is no debt at all to any of my trips. None. Zilch. Nada. Zero. Now, packing for a solo trip is a bit of an art. You want to be prepared, but you don't want to be lugging around a huge suitcase everywhere you go. So start with the basics and choose versatile clothing that you can layer or mix and match, and that will do you pretty well in all different kinds of weather. Choose comfortable shoes, and then just the essential toiletries. You don't need your whole bathroom in your suitcase. Think about the destination's climate and the culture. The expectations that are there in some countries are different than the United States. And modest clothing is required for visiting temples or churches. That's how it is in Rome. You have to cover your knees, and you have to cover your shoulders, and you have to cover your midriff. And that's not typically how a lot of people dress anymore in the United States. Packing cubes are something that I use. Some people swear against them, but I love them because they keep everything compartmentalized for me in my suitcase, so I know exactly where to get what I want without messing up everything else. And always, always bring a good book or something to entertain yourself where you won't have necessarily good Wi-Fi access. Now, I've already packed twice for my trip to Rome in November. I know that's going to come as a shock. I am taking the smallest suitcase I own, along with my pack-safe shoulder bag as a personal item on the plane. And I'm cutting down my camera equipment to the bare minimum. I'm planning on washing underwear and socks as I go along, so I don't have to pack so many in the suitcase. And I will probably pack at least twice more before November gets here, just to make sure that I have found the best way to travel light. There are no check bags for me, at least not going out. Sometimes I check one coming home, but never going out anymore. I will be changing hotels twice, I have the DoubleTree in Monte, and then I move to Florence for a few days, and then I'm back to Rome, where I have a hotel near the Vatican museums for my Keymaster tour. I don't want to be lugging suitcases around or even rolling suitcases around. So I'm packing very, very light. Knowing at least a few words in the local language can also go a long way. Simple greetings, please, thank you, and most importantly, excuse me, can make a big difference. And it shows respect for the local culture and often opens doors where if you're just a typical rude American who expects everybody to speak English, doesn't really get you very far. You can use apps like Duolingo or Google Translate, and they can be really, really handy. You don't have to be fluent, you just have to make an effort. And the effort you make will be appreciated and can sometimes even save you in some sticky situations. One of the main ones for me is to avoid a term like latte. If you order a latte in Rome, you will get a cup of warm milk and probably a weird look from the barista. And I have learned to order a cafe latte. That's coffee with milk. Or just stick to a cappuccino. That's my go-to. Even in English-speaking countries, there are differences that you need to be aware of. When we moved to Scotland and then to England, we learned quickly that biscuits are cookies and that chips are French fries. And asking for a napkin in some eating establishments will get you a feminine hygiene product because napkins are serviettes. While we hope for smooth travels, it's always smart to be prepared and ready for the unexpected. Keep digital and physical copies of the important documents like your passport or your travel insurance or emergency contact information. I have all of my important documents copied and uploaded to the cloud so that I can get to it easily from my laptop if I lose my phone, but I also have them stored in a secret app on my phone that only I can get to. Know the emergency numbers for your destination and where your country's embassy or consulate is located. We had a student who lost their passport on one of our field trips that we took when I was at the Ellen STEM Academy, and we had to take that student to the embassy to get a new copy. These things happen. Having this information easily accessible can make a huge difference if something goes awry. It's also worth having a list of local contacts or resources you can turn to if needed. Know the number of your hotel, for instance, or what is the local call to emergency for police. Your health is paramount, specifically when traveling alone. Before you go, visit a healthcare professional to discuss any recommended vaccinations or medications for your destination. The places I choose to travel to do not require any extra shots, and the COVID vaccines are no longer tracked. Carry a small first aid kit with you, just the essentials, maybe a few Band-Aids, if nothing else, maybe some aspirin for headaches or hangovers. And any personal medication that you take, I have blood pressure medication and cholesterol medication, and I have that already packed in my suitcase. I never have to worry about it. Also consider travel insurance that covers medical expenses. Knowing where the nearest hospital or clinic is located in case of an emergency may give you peace of mind. And again, 3 of my credit cards supply medical insurance for me if I purchase my travel plans through their portal. When you're traveling solo, it's a good idea to keep someone at home in the loop. Share your itinerary with a trusted friend or family member. This doesn't mean you have to report your every single move every minute of the day, but knowing someone is aware of your plans can be comforting. Make a habit of checking in regularly. A quick message to someone can really put loved ones at ease as well. Not just sending them a picture through Messenger or whatever, but actually telling them, I'm here, I'm okay, everything is fine. In today's digital apps, there are some apps for almost everything travel related. Google Maps is a lifesaver for navigation, and I use it constantly when I'm walking from one place to the next. It even buzzes in my pocket to tell me I'm approaching a corner where I need to make a turn. And while apps like Airbnb or Booking.com are great for finding accommodations, there are also apps out there for language barriers like Google Translate and for navigating around your finances. I have a number of apps that I have on my phone for things like purchasing train tickets in Italy, or finding bathrooms in the UK, or where I can fill up a water bottle. I mean, all of those kinds of things are out there if you just do a little search and look for them. And these can make your solo travel experiences smoother and more enjoyable. Just make sure your phone is charged and you have a power bank handy if you need it, because you're going to use a lot of power as you walk around. Staying connected is not just about sharing your travel photos on Instagram, although that's always fun. It's about ensuring that you can reach help if it's needed. Consider getting a local SIM card or an international phone plan so that you have access to data and can even make calls. This will make it easier to use the maps on your phone, or to book rides with Uber, or contact people in emergencies. And it also means that you can keep in touch with friends and family back home. Now, when I had Verizon, I always bought the international plan, which was $10 a day. And since I've gone to Mint Mobile, I have learned that the Mint Mobile eSIM card, it's not very good. So I have been using Airalo to get my international eSIM. It's very cheap, very affordable, very easy to set up, and the app is still on my phone waiting for my next trip. In addition to all of this, one of the most important things to remember on your solo trip is to trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't be afraid to walk away from a situation or change your plans if necessary. Your safety and your comfort should always come first. Be aware of your surroundings and be cautious when meeting new people. While solo travel can lead to meeting incredible individuals, not for me, but for other people, it's important to stay vigilant and protect yourself. Confidence and awareness can go a long way in ensuring a safe and enjoyable journey. Now, those are my 10 tips, but if you want to try these out without going very far from home, just to dip your toe in the water and see what it feels like. Maybe you want to rent a cabin in the woods for a weekend by yourself. Or you want to go to the nearest city for 3 days and take in a play or visit a museum. You don't have to go overseas. Just like when I did my camping, I didn't have to go, a 6-hour drive to go camping. I was 20 minutes from home, and it was a wonderful experience. And you could go just 30 minutes from home to start. Embarking on a new solo travel adventure can be both brave and exhilarating. And with some thoughtful preparation, you can navigate the unknown with confidence and create unforgettable memories. Remember to enjoy every moment. Embrace the freedom and let the journey unfold before your very eyes. Oh yeah, my secret tip for vacations close to home. Almost forgot. Here's my tip. Use ChatGPT or maybe Gemini AI or Claude AI or some other AI that you can get easy access to for free. And then write a prompt similar to this. Give me a list of 25 interesting things to do on vacation that are within 90 miles of Chattanooga, Tennessee. It really is that simple. Just substitute Chattanooga with the place where you live. 90 miles is a good number because you can drive there and back if that's what you choose to do, or you can drive there and spend the night and still be able to get home in case there is an emergency. And so in order to sort of show you how this worked for me, I'm going to put a link in the description to the answers that I got. I got 25 places, and then I asked it to add 10 more places. So there are a total of 35 places to go visit within 90 miles of where I live. And I'm going to mark the ones where I've already been, even if I went 20 years ago, so that you can see all of the places, even close to home, I've never been yet. And might be a good topic for another video on this channel. As always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Share this video if you find it helpful, and we'll see you next time.